keep the sky on your mind.
Rock.
All right, we are good to go.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another FPVFC Town Hall. Last one was 4 weeks ago. We took a break for Thanksgiving days over here, adjusting his camera. But we took a break for Thanksgiving. Hopefully, everybody had quality family time and some great food. And obviously, we will be skipping our next town hall because that will be Christmas Eve.
So I think that makes this the last one of the year, doesn't it?
I believe it does, yeah. So, number one, I appreciate everybody for joining us this evening. And hopefully your Christmas goes fantastic. I was gonna try and set up in my kitchen where my wife had beautifully decorated for Christmas, but I couldn't figure out I couldn't get an extension cord fast enough. So you don't get the awesome holiday decor that my wonderful wife put out, but you get us instead. So I mean, that could be cool. But tonight I've got some interesting news coming out of several different places. So let me get my screen shared here so that everybody can see what is going on. Let's see. Let me get this to the side. Screen share. We'll go ahead and do this one. All right. So this is good time. So CBS, this is coming off of CBS News and out of North Carolina, I believe. So a drone dropped crab legs, steak, and weed into a South Carolina prison.
I did see that headline the other day.
And it came complete with a little tin of Old Bay. So somebody was planning a little bit of a crab boil there. So and the way they go about this news article, it was 3 weeks before Christmas, and in the prison yard, a drone dropped a package. A drone drop package was found by a guard with steak, weed, and crab legs and cigarettes for days, and to season it all, a tin of Old Bay. The illicit meal was dropped into the Lee Correctional Institution prison yard by a drone, the South Carolina Department of Correction said on a social platform, with the hashtag contraband Christmas. Some folks were planning on an early holiday Old Bay crab boil and steak dinner along with their marijuana and cigarettes, all dropped by a drone at Lee Correctional Institute.
Yeah, provides a new meaning for the phrase hashtag.
Right. So a photo of the prison showed a raw steak still in the grocery store packaging, crab legs, and Old Bay with a side of plastic baggies of marijuana and a couple cartons of cigarettes. The drone was also seized Sunday morning, authorities say. Prison officials say they are investigating and no arrests have been made. I'm guessing the inmates who are expecting the package are crabby. Prison spokeswoman Christy King
It's worse than mine.
Keeping contraband out of state prisons is a constant battle. People would toss or use catapult to get package of cell phones, drugs, or other illegal items over the perimeter fence until officials raised the fences and added netting at the top. People try to smuggle things behind bars. Moved on to drones, leaving corrections officials to constantly patrol the prison yard and just outside for tiny aircraft trying to drop packages. Just flying a drone near a prison in South Carolina is a misdemeanor crime that carries up to 30 days in jail. Dropping contraband into the prison is a felony that can land someone behind bars for 10 years. So you got this looks like maybe tobacco. I'm not sure. We got the steak up here. We got some crab legs. We got the little tin of Old Bay. Got some Marlboro menthols going on over here and some other cigarettes here. And then we had the 2 giant bags of bud. So, yeah, somebody tried. So congratulations for trying.
Well, they successfully got it in.
They got it in, but it got captured. So guys, don't do, again, don't do silly things. I know it's the holidays and all, but yeah, no.
So it said something about they caught the drone, or
yeah, it said they captured the drone.
I wonder if they also got the pilot or how they found the drone or
Well, it
anything like
says
that.
no arrests have been made yet, so maybe they didn't get maybe it crashed or who knows? Or they captured it as it
They
was,
ditched it.
descending. Yeah. So, good times. So, alright, on to the next. I'm gonna move these around a little bit. I thought this was really cool. So this is Battelle's DART drone, triage system wins second DARPA challenge. So after winning Challenge 1 last year, Batille's drone-assisted rapid triage system has once again been recognized as a top-performing technology in the DARPA Triage Challenge. This challenge, as a three-part series, enables the U.S. to accelerate the development of national defense and public safety needs. In mass casualty events, every second can mean the difference between life and death. Traditional triage methods also often overwhelm even the most experienced responders. Battelle's DART drone technology leverages AI driven autonomy and aerial sensing to locate, assess, and prioritize victims faster and more accurately day or night. Battelle, which had one of the only single source team, was one of 4 systems selected to demonstrate advanced human machine teaming. DART underscores Battelle's commitment to developing real world solutions that empower first responders and protect lives when it matters most, said Sam Kalachi's DART PI and a Battelle biomedical engineer. Our technology exceeded expectations, earning high praise from medics who tested it in staged, realistic emergency conditions. The DARPA Triage Challenge includes 3 challenges for DARPA-funded programs, with each event increasing in complexity. For the systems competition, which Battelle earned first place in, Battelle physically tested their system in mock mass casualty events, staged with actors and mannequins to correctly locate and assess injuries of as many casualties as possible in an allotted time frame. In addition, Challenge 2 provided additional obstacles like degraded sensing, terrain obstacles, endurance limit, dynamic physiological changes, and walking casualties. Battelle's team critic, continuous review and intervention for timely care, placed 4th in the data competition and received an additional award for accurately predicting airway and respiration life-saving interventions such as intubation and mechanical ventilation. In this competition, the team received data feeds they have never encountered and used their algorithms to predict which patients needed life saving interventions. This is freaking cool. Like the ability for a drone and an AI to correctly diagnose victims in anything. I mean, imagine this deployed in flooding or earthquakes or I mean, you name it, right? Obviously the God forbid something even more tragic happens, but the ability to triage all these people, give that data to the first responders so they know where to go to first and what is needed to save those people's lives, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, it sounded like they were thinking about integrating drone support with personnel and hopefully manned aircraft as well. I mean, when they work together, that's a good story as opposed to the mistakes that we've seen in the past. So
yeah.
more practices, more focus on things like this. It sounds a real positive.
Yeah, and I mean, I just foresee like, you've got first responders, they get to a scene, the drone's already up, it's already assessing, it's sending data to these for the first responders and sending that down and saying, "Hey, you've got a victim right here. It's a tier 1 emergency trauma event and they need this, this, and this." They grab their gear and they go.
Right.
Like that is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Very cool.
yeah, I thought that was really cool. All right. This is a little concerning coming from Amazon. I mean, not unexpected, I guess, but Amazon pushes for safe and expanded drone delivery with enhanced standards in FAA's proposed regulations. So, key takeaways, real quick. I'm just going to highlight these. Amazon is advocating for all low altitude aircraft to be electronically visible. So, they're talking manned aviation there. The company asked that drone systems all have advanced detect and avoid capabilities. And I added the word all because as we go down, you'll see. And Amazon believes all package delivery drones should meet higher safety standards. So this is coming from Amazon themselves, so obviously, take the bias as you do. It says Amazon Prime Air is more than just another last mile delivery options for customers. It's fundamentally an aerospace program rooted in rigorous aerospace principles and standards. This approach has established Prime Air as an industry leader, questionable, combining cutting edge drone design and manufacturing capabilities with sophisticated operational systems that enable safe, efficient, and scalable drone delivery operations to serve Amazon customers across the country. So we're gonna just continue on down here. So we've asked the FAA to close a critical safety gap by requiring all crewed aircraft that operate at low altitude, below 500 feet above ground level, to be electronically conspicuous. In other words, be electronically visible to all other operators, including drone operators. Just as cars need headlights to operate safely at night, aircraft need to be electronically visible to ensure mutual awareness and shared airspace. This basic safety principle should apply equally to everyone who flies in this airspace, creating a safer environment for everyone.
They're definitely going to get some pushback on that from
That's for
some
sure. Yeah.
groups.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a topic of active debate in the Beyond Visual Line of Sight arc that Dan and I participated in, and it was this point was argued vigorously by AOPA, ALPA, all the heavy hitters in aviation, and in particular the helicopter organization. And so, yeah, this one frankly surprises me in as much as Amazon was a key participant in that effort. So this is a turnaround, I would suggest, for Amazon's position since the BVLOS arc, and I don't see this one as flying.
All right. Advanced detect and avoid capabilities. Safety in the sky requires multiple layers of protection, similar how cars have both airbags and seatbelts. That's why we're asking the FAA to require drone systems to have advanced detect and avoid capabilities that go beyond basic location broadcasting systems. Think of detect and avoid as a drone's ability to see and avoid crewed aircraft, whether those aircraft are broadcasting their location or not. The FAA has also proposed using air traffic management systems specifically for drones called Unmanned Traffic Management, UTM, which is one way drones avoid other drones. Both systems serve distinct safety functions. Detect and avoid protects against traditional aircraft, while UTM coordinates drone to drone traffic, making them essential components of a comprehensive safety framework in certain locations.
Yeah, this one we probably would agree with because the BVLOS NPRM cited in the various advisory circulars a number of tests that have gone on around the country, and they were all UAV to UAV strategic deconfliction, and that was all that's required in the NPRM. So they left out the idea of deconflicting airspace from drones to manned aircraft. So if Amazon is pointing out the fact that there's a significant gap in the BVLOS NPRM, we would agree wholeheartedly. It's a huge gap.
Well, the other thing that I would not agree with is they want all of them, including
Oh yeah, yeah,
not gonna I don't want hobbyist drones to have detect
right,
the
yeah,
one you build, you're gonna have to figure out how to do detect and avoid on it now.
yeah, yeah. No, no, and no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's see. Regarding the FAA's, regarding the FAA's proposal on UTM, we believe relying too heavily on the system could actually limit drone delivery services without adding meaningful safety benefits. Although UTM has its place in coordinating drone flights, making it mandatory in all situations could unnecessarily restrict the growth of drone delivery services that benefit American customers. In other words, we believe that while UTM doesn't need to be everywhere, it should be used where the most complex drone to drone operating environments are located. It is imperative that the FAA makes sure that a different approach is allowed for the industry to safely operate and expand the need of growing delivery needs without offsetting safety benefits. We believe that properly equipped drones with advanced detection capabilities can safely share the skies while allowing these services to grow and serve more communities.
So it sounds like Amazon is not pro UTM. So Amazon doesn't have their own UTM, so they're saying they don't need to use a UTM.
So, and it says up here, let's see, as long as we do not advocate exclusively for onboard camera type solution for the rule of all drone operators, there are many different technologies and types of approaches to onboard or ground based detect and avoid that can detect electronically invisible aircraft. As long as these approaches can be demonstrated to be more effective than a human at detecting aircraft, they should be evaluated and approved and put into service. Yeah, so
Yeah, this feels a whole lot like Amazon is lobbying for the capabilities that they have today, and they would like the regulations to match their product so that they have a
exactly.
chance of success. And
100%.
the notion that they are a leader and that their aircraft are safe and robust, they're going to have to say that a lot to get people to believe that one.
Yeah, 2 crashes same day here in Arizona, just saying.
Yeah.
Into the same crane, just just throwing that out there.
I hate when that happens.
It's so tough, man. Um, and then basically they're asking to basically raise the bar for everybody's, safety standards to their standards so that, so just saying. So Amazon, doing what Amazon does, I guess. So, uh, big sigh. All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In contrast, we are not happy with the BVLOS NPRM. I was running some numbers this morning. There's another FAA listening meeting going on, and so we provided some comments for that. And I did a little digging, and we made the point in our comments that the BVLOS NPRM targeted just package delivery, and further that it was a one size fits all for enterprise. So it excluded Part 107, recreational, pretty much. And so if you there are 32,000 delivery drones today in the United States. And the estimate of the forecast I was looking at is that for the next several years, there's a compound annual growth rate of almost 25%. So if you move that out with a constant CAGR or compound annual growth rate, which is not normal at all, it would take almost 19 years for the fleet of package delivery drones to equate to the size of recreational plus Part 107 drones that are there today. So, in other words, the entire BVLOS NPRM was focused on 1.6% of the population of drones today and not getting a lot bigger.
Yeah. Let's sigh.
Yep. We just got to keep fighting, keep arguing.
All right, so this is pretty interesting. Army launches a new marketplace to battle rising drone threats. So, the U.S. Army has been tasked to lead the creation of a federal digital marketplace under the Joint Interagency Task Force 401 that is intended to sort, test, and share information about counter drone systems for agencies that need tools safe enough to use around aircraft communications and crowded public spaces. The portal, envisioned as a single source for vetted technology, comes at a time of rising drone incidents nationwide when agencies often lack unified testing data or clear guidance on what works. The Defense Department announced the establishment of Joint Interagency Task Force 401 with a mission that includes improving how federal partners evaluate and acquire counter UAS capabilities. The task force is planning on a central online hub where federal users can compare systems, view government testing information, and understand operational limitations before buying or deploying equipment. The Army has been named the Defense Department's executive agent for counter small UAS and is working with the Office of the Secretary of Defense, DHS components, and the FAA on other federal partners. So they're creating a digital online marketplace where basically agents can shop for counter UAS systems, which is, I mean, ultimately probably a good thing because there's a lot of just weirdness out there when it comes to counter UAS, I think.
Yeah, and we know that the United States military is known for siloed activities and grants and whatnot. So anything that can move it together to be a single initiative would be positive from a perspective of efficiency and cost.
Yep.
We also saw today that the DIU, the organization that owns Blue UAS, is there we go to DCMA. What a segue that is.
I know, right? So the Defense Innovation Unit announces the formal transition of the department's first vetted UAS list, the Blue UAS Cleared List, over to the Defense Contract Management Agency. Created by DIU, which is the Defense Innovation Unit, the Blue UAS Cleared List contains commercial drones that have undergone security and performance assessment for UAS by the Department of War and government agencies. The Blue List and its related assets will officially transition on December 3rd, so that already happened, ahead of the original January 1st deadline and in alignment with Secretary of War Pete Hegseth's directive to achieve small UAS domain dominance by the end of 2027. This transition is a crucial step in addressing the need to scale secure drone procurement for the U.S. military. Secretary Hegseth initiated this change through his July 2025 Unleashing U.S. Military Drone Dominance memo to accelerate the safe commercialization of drone technologies and fully integrate UAS into the national airspace system. The Blue List aims to move from a certification program into a true marketplace where service members can rapidly acquire trusted drone technology. So they are moving that over to the new program, which will be based out of, Palmdale, California, under the Unmanned Systems Experimental Command, or USX. So that's a cool name. And it's going to be led by Air Force Colonel Dustin Thomas, USX Commander.
Yeah, I think putting these two articles juxtaposed is right on the money. We've been in our conversations with manufacturers, we've been hearing a lot of discussion with military as well as other federal organizations on source selection. So the push to source NDAA drones is enormous, and hopefully we can, in recreational, we can benefit from this as well as Part 107.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Counter UAS NDAA. So the full negotiated text of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2026 was officially released by congressional conferees on December 8th. The 2026 NDA contains several updates to federal counter UAS policy, expanding authorities across the Department of Defense, the Department of Energy, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice. While prior NDAAs focused heavily on remote ID and defense procurement, this bill places new emphasis on coordinated airspace security, mitigation authority, and reporting requirements. So we just talked about the counter UAS hub. They changed the definition of counter UAS system. So the definition states that a counter UAS system is capable of lawfully and safely disabling, disrupting, or seizing control of a small unmanned aircraft or small unmanned aircraft systems. Annual reporting on counter UAS use. And then we've got UAS authority for nuclear facilities. And then we've got the Safer Skies Act is located in Title, I don't even know Roman numerals anymore.
XXXVI.
I think that's like 86 of the NDAA, and contains the provisions expanding counter UAS activities across DHS, DOJ, and certain state and local agencies. So they are potentially expanding that out to state and local levels, as well as tribal. Counter UAS may be a little more prevalent and easier to access for and implement, instead of having to rely on DHS and DOJ as it has in the past. So I believe there is training that is required right here. requires DHS and DOJ in coordination with DOD and Department of Transportation to issue regulations concerning or governing counter UAS authority for state, local, tribal, and territorial law enforcement agencies and correctional agencies. Training and compliance requirements must be established before any state, local, tribal, or territorial entity may conduct counter UAS operations. The title, let's see, the sections 8603 and 8604 in this title handle UAS and counter UAS grant eligibility, but do not expand mitigation authorities. So there'll be training requirements. So they'll have to obviously develop a rulemaking for that training before they can implement that.
So in terms of the calendar, we're probably going to need our secret decoder rings to figure this one out. I believe the 2025 NDAA was passed late, and it was really the 2024 NDAA which slipped into 25. The NDAA is normally in October as a budget, and it's been subject to numerous continuing resolutions. So a CR in Congress is a clean CR is just the budget. So you operate on all the mandates, all of the guidance, all the direction from the previous statute or authorization that you got from Congress if you're an agency with a clean CR, and you just get an updated budget. And so we've got another CR coming up in January for the overall budget. So we all have vivid memories of the federal government shutdown. So we have another scenario like that coming up in January 26. So I would hope that the NDAA for 2026 is targeting an October 2026 passage. That would make it a full budget, which would be a lot more efficient, and it would allow the various statutes and mandates to be more effectively communicated to DoD instead of numerous CRs with amendments appended to them.
Yep. We've got penalties and guardrails. So Section 8605 updates federal criminal penalties, including enhanced penalties for using UAS to commit other crimes. New sentencing guidelines require higher offense levels for UAS-related misconduct, penalties up to $100,000 per violation for individuals or agencies who conduct unauthorized counter-UAS actions without required federal coordination. These enforcement mechanisms are designed to prevent misuse of emerging counter UAS authority. So that'll be super fun as well. All right. And then last on the list, I was reading part of this. We've got, let me get back up to the title here so everybody can see what this is. So, draft of programmatic environmental assessment for drone package delivery operations in the United States.
We all remember how we responded to the PEA for recreational operations, and the document was largely written by the AMA and the FAA. So we had scads of comments on that. Didn't really address drones, so we tried to fix that. So this one we'll take a crack at it. It's out for comments, and I believe the comments are due January 8th. So all of these comment periods are very short in this regime.
Yeah.
They had a graphic there with a satellite in it, like a drone talking to a satellite.
Yeah, but it says a UAS is a system, and I looked at this earlier because I was like, ooh, satellite. Unmanned aircraft, so you have that. Control station, you have that. Command and control links. Maybe it's meant to represent a radio signal? I don't know. That's weird.
Well, yeah.
ChatGPT just put it in there because it didn't know what to do.
It's like, what is this? So basically, this is it goes through the methodology. This is really the kind of meat and potatoes of this. This is a very long document, but it's basically noise levels and how it impacts the environment, and the wildlife, and we don't know where launch pads are going to be, and so we can't just give a blanket statement and like all this other stuff. So
Way more relevant for package delivery drones than it ever was for recreational drone
yeah,
operators.
Yet we need to be very aware of things like this
things
because,
roll.
in particular, on the NEPA work, because they can drop in restrictions that could make our life very, very difficult.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we know how they love to do one size fits all rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, if anybody's interested, you can find this on the FAA's website. I had to jump through several links to get to it, but I did find it. And it's going to require some reading, but it goes through some of the unmanned aircraft considered in this PEA. So it's got the lovely little list there. And then it goes on and it's just pages. We're at, boy, it stopped numbering pages. It's now
D6.
D9. Yeah.
At the top, you're showing like 153 total
Oh, yeah, there you go.
PDF pages anyway.
Yeah. So, always fun. Some light reading before you go to bed. So, all right. With that, that's all I've got. Dave, what do you got, sir?
Just it wouldn't be a discussion about 2025 drone regulations without bringing up the DJI and Autel ban. I believe the deadline is December 23rd. And of note, from the best we know, is that the focus of the NDAA will continue, which is future production. And this is FCC approval that they're using as the gate or the hammer to stop future shipments. So this does not relate to currently produced or the fleet that has been sold to customers. And so it's new models that are seeking FCC approval to operate in the U.S. national airspace. So that's what will likely be restricted. None of us are happy about this. This will not be good for public safety or private business. And to me, when you look at the bans that have been placed on DJI, one of which was across Florida, because they didn't want those darn Chinese drones sending data back to China. Every time Florida has a very significant national disaster, uh, their legislature meets, they create a waiver for their work, and they allow um, the various public safety organizations to put the DJI aircraft into the air. So to me, you would think that they would have figured out that that piece of legislation was pretty stupid, but here we go. So yeah, this is one that's not a happy note, but and so I will just end on a happy note and echo what Josh said. Thank you to the members of FPVFC. We've been busy in 2025. We anticipate to be busy again in 26. Regulations are going to heat up. It's anticipated that the BVLOS final rule will be published in 2026. It will not be in March, which if you dug out the June executive order, that was around the time that they were estimating the shutdown, and other elements will push it out a bit, but it's still looking like the FAA is targeting 2026 for the publication of the BVLOS final rule. So that'll make us busy, as well as various events, as well as product, and we will be busy at it. And so thank you for the support.
Yep. On the plus side of the DJI news, I saw a lot of news articles saying that if you can find DJI, a lot of it's on sale right now. So, so if you want to snag one up, I was seeing estimates on the DJI Neo being like 50% off, DJI mics being pretty much 50% off, the little lapel mics and stuff. So, but yeah.
Be really interesting to see if the FCC does decide to revoke the current FCC stuff that they've given.
Yeah, per Senator Scott's recommendation, I think. Yeah, that would be awful, and that would be worth protesting about. And
Yeah.
if that happens, we'll help on the cards and letters to Congress to turn that around. That would be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Absolutely. All right, Dan, you got anything for us this evening?
Nope, nothing from me.
All right, guys. Well, I will end on this. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. And then also make sure to check on those around you. This is the time of year where it's a little bit tough for some folks. And just keep an eye on your friends and your family. And but I hope everybody has a great Christmas, and I hope everybody gets what they want for Christmas. And I hope you guys will join us again back in, well, in the future in 2026 when we have our next town hall. We'll give you back the rest of your evening. Thank you for joining us. Have a fantastic night and have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Good evening.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.